Hi everyone, this is Mr. Monk. Welcome back to Astroneer. We're going to pick up where we left off. We had just found the big purple and had gotten enough bites to unlock our favorite table. So we are going to come down here and open up our large platform B. So we have unlocked that and we need 3 resin to make a table. So we're going to pick those up over here. And we are going to print our large platform B. That's the one that has the wings. Now, we don't have a lot of power going on our base. Let's see. We've got the medium wind turbine, but nowhere to put it. I'm going to take the battery that we found in this charged, and I'm just going to put it right here for now to help speed up the printing of this table. Now we are going to need some more resin, we're going to need some more compound, but we're definitely going to need some more resin for making our research chamber that we're about to do. So I'm going to come over here, make sure I do still have get my canisters. We're going to pick up some more of the resin that's over here. Alright. Because we are going to want to make a research chamber immediately and start getting some of the research going. Well, there wasn't really a lot more. I see some more up on top of the ground here. Right here. Let's see what's here. If there's any more under the ground, under where that was. Doesn't look like it. We may have exhausted the resin that was right in this particular deposit. So we're going to need to go find one of the other deposits of resin. Alright, let's fill up on our oxygen and go find another deposit of resin. So we are going to follow our other tether line out here and just see where this takes us. This is the one that takes us towards the mountains, and there's that big ravine, so we do need to be careful. And I know that there was some ammonium, but I'm thinking the ammonium was mixed with something, and I don't remember if it was resin or compound that we found over here. Let's see. But often in the hills you'll find some of both. Go ahead and pick up these little research samples because they have replenished. Alright, see what's in here. There's some resin. Alright, yes, I thought I remembered seeing some in here because we talked about having needed some oxygen filters, and I hadn't picked up the resin because I didn't think I needed it. Speaking of oxygen filters, let's make one so we can go ahead and grab a bunch of resin while we're here. Take that back to base with us. Alright, I think we're going to take down some trees. Sorry, trees. No, it's not necessarily nice to deforest a planet, but sometimes sacrifices must be made. But I do want that research item. Okay, I'm going to put that down. Yes, there's more. You can see, even if you can't see a resource, you can see if you're heading towards it by what your gun is showing. And it'll tell you, it'll show you the picture of the resource, but it will also tell you, if you pause, what the resource is that you're going towards. And it looks like there's nothing else here now. Well, that wasn't all that much resin, but it was a little bit. Alright, I'm going to get that little research sample. We're going to head back. Oh, I hope I didn't turn myself around again. I turn myself around in hills all the time. But I'm pretty sure this is the direction I want to go. Maybe. I see home. And I was a little off. Ooh, steep hill. Steep hill. I'm going to drop my research. It's okay, as long as it doesn't end up going into like one of those big chasms that we found. It's easy enough to pick up the research again. Alright, I'm going to walk over towards the tether line. Alright, I'm going to walk this research back to base because research chambers are kind of useless if you don't have research. Alright, I can see from here our box, the box for our table, looks complete. So now we want to go ahead and we're going to unbox it, or unpack it. And let's see, let's go ahead and put that about here. Well, that's as good a direction as any. I'm going to turn it around. You can see there's this little red arrow on the table. It tells you which direction things are going to unpack, like towards this arrow is going to be the front. But you can always turn things around on the table, so it doesn't matter all that much. Now the wind turbine is now powering our tables, anything that's connected to it. But it only works, of course, when the wind is blowing. Let's see, large platform B, research chamber. So I'm telling it to create a research chamber, and wow, it's going right on the table. That was completely unintentional. So power, for those of you who don't know, there is this power gauge right around the cable plug. Right now we are getting the exact amount of power we need for the function that we're doing. You can tell because it's yellow right here under. Now, if you have yellow all the way around, that means you have excess power, and that's when you can do things like charging batteries. And of course, we have more power than we need because it was using my battery. And now that my battery that here is completely drained, we have less power than we need. So part of it is red. And then when this is done turning, we're probably going to have more power than we need, and this battery will start charging again. So that's how you can kind of tell if you need more power or if you have enough power, and that's how batteries can work. So if you have something like solar power during the day, you might have excess power and your batteries will charge up, and then overnight your batteries can run and that'll give you enough power. So it's kind of a good gauge of whether or not you need to go and find power. And see, now my wind has turned on, and so now I have enough power again. So even though the battery has been depleted, the wind power gives me enough. Oh, and see, now we have wind power, we have excess power because we aren't actually doing anything. So now the battery is recharging. So that's how the power on the base kind of works. So I'm going to unpack this research chamber like that. And I'm actually going to put this small battery back on my backpack because I want to be able to replenish my backpack power. I'm going to drop this malachite we picked up. This organic down. Okay. Now, we picked up research. Where do we put it? Here it is. I'm going to take this research, and I'm going to put it in our research chamber. And I'm going to start it. So we're going to get 460 bytes in 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Now that will slow down. Right now we have just enough power for what we're doing. If the wind stops, that's going to slow down and our research is going to take longer. Okay, so we need to go and explore caves. We are going to want some compound to make some tethers for exploring caves. So I'm going to grab that. Now, I don't want to dig a hole here. We are kind of flattening. You can see the top of our base is going to be much higher than this. So it's okay to have a little bit of depression here because we're going to go right over it, but I don't really want to dig a really big hole. Okay. Alright, give me a little bit of this compound though. Come on. There we go. Digging a little. Oh, and I'm losing oxygen. Oh, okay. Come on, come out of the little hole. Uh-oh. I may die right next to base. There we go. Back up, get towards oxygen, and then we're going to go ahead and cover that up. So I'm going to build a little bit out there. I don't think I'm going to swing the camera too much, but I might just a little. There we go. Actually picked up a little bit of compound doing that. I picked up a little more. There we go. And yes, I know I could technically like build, dig under this. I don't like digging really big holes under the base. Sometimes you end up with cave music when you're at base when you do that, and that's kind of, I don't know. I love the music in this game. And the cave music is awesome when you're in the cave, and the surface music is awesome when you're on the surface, but I don't really like cave music when I'm hanging out at base. Alright. We're just going to walk slowly. I'm not going to swing the camera a whole lot doing this right now. Just going to kind of finish that off. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, we got a bunch of compounds so we can build tethers. Now, there was kind of a... Oh, I'm going to go ahead and cover this hole up because we don't have any more resin in here. And you're going to see why holes are sometimes kind of hard to fill up. Is because, you know, the Earth is round. So it's not just a flat plane that we're filling in. And depending on where you are, the ground that you were digging under is not even either. And sometimes it's a little hard. Oh, there's a little resin under there. Whoops. I ran out of soil. Oh, and oxygen. Sometimes it can be a little hard to cover a big hole evenly enough. Now let's see. Let's dig a little bit here to make it smooth to be able to drive a vehicle over. So it can get a little complicated if you dig a really big hole. All right, I'm getting some extra soil here. I'm actually going to make our cave right here. It's almost a cave entrance. So let's make some tethers. And then we're going to kind of pick an angle here that seems like a really good downward angle that was already on this kind of cave start here. And we're going to go down here. All right, let's see. Get some tethers down. Make sure we don't lose our oxygen. Make this a little bit bigger. All right. I can already hear some of the cave music. There we go. So I'm using the D-pad to put my tethers down as we go. So I don't have to put my gun away. Oh, and that's the top of some stalactites right there that we're digging onto. They should actually disappear. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and there we're opening up into a cavern. All right. Dig some more. So with canisters, what'll happen on your gun is you can see the level of dirt. You can see where it's turning black, where I don't have the level of dirt anymore. And I have 2 canisters, so there's two white lines. If you can, let me see if I can get a good angle. There's 2 white lines, so that's each of my canisters. If I had 3 canisters, you'd see 3 lines. So it tells you the level of each of the canisters you have on your backpack. So that's really cool. If you're trying to figure out, you know, how much dirt you have, you can see based on canisters how much you have. Knocked my tether over. That was silly. So that's a really useful tool, especially as you're kind of digging down really far and don't have a lot of dirt. Like right now we're digging through the dirt to get down, but sometimes you'll end up with a cavern and you have to build a really, really long bridge down. And you need to know exactly how much soil you have, and you have the, oh, look, achievement, pursuit of knowledge, reach an item. Oh, research an item in the research chamber. That means our research is done up top, so we need to get some more in. All right. So it's good. The amount of soil in the canister is always the same, so you know if you've got 2 canisters, you know about how much soil you have. If you've got 3, so that kind of gives you a gauge as you're digging down. So I like to have 2 canisters. I kind of have an idea of how much that is, how much soil that holds. Okay, so we're gonna tether down all the way. Oh, let's get rid of that little thing in the mid-air. Come here, and we are in a cave. Isn't this cool? And I see we have laterite right here. That'll make aluminum. And there's this makes glass. Quartz here. That'll make glass. I'm going to get one of these. Actually, get a couple of these. So I'm going to get a couple of quartz. Oh, I don't actually have room to carry much. I'm going to grab this research item since we know that our research up top is done. I'm going to go ahead and let's see what I have on my pack. I'm going to leave these two compound here because we are going to need them for tether bundles in the cave. And that way I can, oh, and there's sphalerite. That purpley stuff over there is sphalerite. Those are the 3 resources we want to find underground. So this is perfect. Oh, and look at all these little research samples down here. They give you a little bit more research bites here underground than the ones that you find up above. So I am going to, is there any in the walls or ceiling? No. I'm going to have to be real careful with the laterite because it's all in the floor right here and I don't want to cause too much of a problem for myself. Oh, another research, oops. I think that's where the research samples were earlier. Okay, so I picked up 2 pieces of laterite, 2 pieces of the quartz. And I'm going to go back up. I'm going to take one of these research items up with me so we can go put that in our research chamber. All right, here we go. So we now have a cave entrance. All right. We're going to come back here and then we're going to see what we can unlock with the research we have. See how well we're doing on that front. Would also be helpful to find some compound and resin inside the cave. That would also be nice. So this is going to give us 560, I think it was 565 in 12 minutes, but that's largely because we are, as you can see, slightly underpowered. So I am going to put our quartz down here, and I'm going to put our laterite here. Things aren't on storage right now, but I am trying to keep things kind of separated so I can find things as I need it. And then I will put, let's see, I'm going to put over here maybe one of the resin. Oh, I have another quartz. Oh, I picked up 3 quartz. I didn't realize I picked up 3 quartz. Okay, that's nice. Put that there. So we're going to check out our catalog here. So one of the things we want to do is get a smelting furnace, which we have plenty to get a smelting furnace. So we're going to go ahead and unlock the smelting furnace. Now we want to get 3 resin for another table. So the hills, we kind of depleted the resin in there. So I want to try maybe something towards the mountains, or let's head out. Was it this direction? Yes, this direction took us towards the big purple. So we're going to go past our cave entrance, out this way, and we're going to, oh, there's a resin deposit right there. I was going to say, well, we're going to go see what we can find for resin. So we're going to go ahead and hit these research samples here. And is this, oh, this was a cave entrance right here. Well, we already have a cave entrance that seems to have the stuff that we need by it. So we just need to be careful digging up this resin because we know that there's a cave entrance there, so we might end up opening up into the cave entrance, that natural one that's here, and falling into it. So we just need to be careful. Alright. We can pick up 2 or 3 more. I think 3 more. Alright, get this lovely resin because we need to make lots of tables. Alright. Yeah, you can see we opened up into that cave down there, so we do need to be careful and not fall into it. Oh, and I'm running out of oxygen. Oh, and didn't I say be careful not to fall into the cave? Alright. It's a little over anxious because I was starting to suffocate. There we go. Alright, sweet, sweet oxygen. And then I'm going to come over and grab this research item and take that back with us. I want to bring research back always. Because right now we only have one research item in the wings. We do have one at the base of our ramp, and as we go exploring in our cave, we'll end up bringing up as much research as we can. So sometimes I end up with a collection of research items right at the base of the ramp, because I always bring back research as I find it. So we'll put that there. We definitely will need to start thinking about what to do with our power situation. We'll want another large platform B. So we're going to make that. We're going to drop off some of our resin here. Now I can make a small generator, and it uses this organic that we've been picking up to run. So we could use that to help with our power situation as needed. Let's see, we're going to do this. Nope, we're going to keep one on us for an oxygen filter just in case of an emergency. So we're going to unlock our smelting furnace. Oh, did I unlock? Oh, I unlocked it already. So a soil centrifuge, we're also going to unlock this because this is going to be extremely useful with helping with the resin and compound. It will help us make it from soil that we've been collecting. Okay. So when I go down here, I want to get a little bit more laterite, but I do want to also be careful not to cause too much trouble with right where I'm coming in. Where did I dig that laterite? It was right over here. Okay. Another tether bundle. And I'm going to then tether this way over to the sphalerite. And kind of over this way into a little bit of a research line here. It's nice to be able to have your tethers right by those research nodules. Oh, and there's compound right here. So I can go ahead and grab some of that. Oh, I wasn't close enough to my previous tether for that. Let me put that here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and grab some compound. Now, I'd left some compound down here for tethering. So it'll be good to go ahead and bring some up. I know I said I needed some laterite, and I do, but I'm going to go ahead and just bring a bunch of this compound upstairs. I'm going to leave the two down that I had for tethering purposes. But then I'm just going to bring a collection of compound up, and then I don't have to worry about compound for a tiny bit. And I can always come back down here for more. And that means the soil centrifuge that we're going to end up making, I can concentrate on making resin if I'm not able to get any. And there's still more in that resin deposit that we found. So we can pull a little bit more resin from there. But our soil centrifuge is going to let us make several components from our soil, which is really great. So I'm going to carry up this research up to our base. Here we go. There we go. And let's see, I think we're still, yep, our research is still going. Oh wow, that table is still building. Okay, so I'm put our research here. All right. Oh, it's almost done. So I'm going to take my battery and I'm going to plop it here to give it that last little bit of oomph it needs. That's all it needed. Take our table. We'll put it over here. Unpack it. we're going to put it there. Well, thereabouts. There we go. And hook that up there. And that is a good stopping point, I think, for this episode of Astroneer. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.